It's Tuesday the 3rd of September 2019. I'm going to give you a technical analysis breakdown of some UK and US stocks. Let's get straight into it. Hi guys, it's Any, aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. I've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Noctrader on all social media platforms. And if you check the description section below, you'll see a link to my mailing list. If you join my mailing list, you get priority access to my free training course, and you also get weekly emails of the latest video straight into your inbox. And I've also got a Discord chat room called Pip Talks. If you check the description section below, you'll see the link to my chat room. Join the chat room to join a community of like-minded investors and traders. Alright, so I've got 2 UK, 2 US stocks today. Before I get into that, check out my last video I made. I tried something a little bit different. I've got it's kind of like a reaction video, similar to the way some of these music video reaction channels do, where I listen to Chat with Traders podcast. It's one of my favorite trading podcasts, and it's one of the more controversial episodes where they have a guest that talks about how he doesn't believe in technical analysis. So obviously you guys probably know how I feel about that. So I just made a little reaction video. Check it out and let me know what you think about it. Straight into it, I've got just if you look at all the stocks that I covered in my last technical analysis video, they've all kind of retraced, which I wasn't too surprised to see. Like if you look at Sparks, for example, I still think this one's gonna go up, but I'm not covering this today. I just wanted to let you know the kind of progression of these ones. I still think this one's gonna go up. One of the guys in the Discord group actually gave me a great fundamental breakdown of this stock, and they said that it's got some good fundamentals. So because they could see it rising, which is a good thing. Because as much as technicals are important, you want the fundamentals to also cooperate the technicals, and that can give you a little bit more confidence in your trade. So I'm still looking at this one. But if you look at some of the other ones, SLA kind of just a little bit of retracement today. It wasn't too much, not much happened today. It's just everything kind of plateaued. No real major movements with the UK stocks. As it goes for what other ones? The one I want to cover today, first of all, is Tesco, because Tesco actually had a good day today and yesterday. Now, remember I covered this when it just hit this line. Now, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but it looks like it's starting to make a bullish move. And the MACD, RSI all showing bullish signs, which is good. Tesco, I covered this, and I said that once I identified this line, I said that this potentially could go up based on this line, but I wasn't sure whether it would, because previous convention shows that it would want to make its way all the way down to the support line of the ascending channel pattern. But as it stands, it looks like it's starting to make a bullish run. So Tesco's another one that looks pretty good. The only thing I'd say that we need to be wary of, not wary of per se, but if I copy this line, actually that doesn't make sense. So Tesco's just one I'm looking at right now. Another UK stock is Vodafone. Vodafone has just been strength to strength right now, to be honest. On the daily chart, the 15-day exponential moving average has been continuously acted as a support. Vodafone made that bullish move here, and remember I capitalized off this and made some money over here, and then it kind of plateaued for a couple of days, and it's really moving counter trend to most of the other UK stocks. It spent about a month just going sideways, and now it's starting to make another bullish run again. Vodafone, I can see it really being like a major counter trend UK stock as it continues just to climb. And this is mainly because if you look on the weekly chart, Vodafone has been selling off since about December 2017, and after some good news, and also as I said, fundamentals. So we all know about they've introduced a masked company that they're gonna roll out that can make generating a lot of money for the company, and they've also got 5G, which they're heavily investing in. So Vodafone, I can see it continue rising, and on the technical sides, looks good. Looks like it's going to continue rising. If I was to enter this position, Well, I left it a bit too late to enter another long position, but this would have been a great place to enter this little bed here. It's starting to climb, but I think it's still got more to go. Now off to the US stocks. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the US stocks today because I took a position in JNUG, and I'm going to explain why. Now JNUG is a US bullish gold miners ETF. It's triple leverage ETF actually. Yeah. Let me show you. I'll go to my other list. So these are like my ETF lists. I see a lot of value in some of these ETFs right now because the stocks are so temperamental right now. I've seen a bit of value, and I think we could capitalize on this. So this is some lines that I plotted on this ETF chart. Now I used a 1 hour chart predominantly because ETFs move so rapidly. That 4 hour chart, you can miss a move and it's very frantic. But if you go to the 4 hour chart, what I see here is potentially a what I saw here is kind of, to me, I saw a inverted head and shoulders, and then I also saw a cup and handle. So here it's not the prettiest cup and handle, but what I see here is that price kind of sold off, came back up, and then came back down to the neckline, and then I think it's gonna just carry on climbing now. So this is the place where we can really capitalize off of the breakout. Now technical analysis convention says that, and obviously the 188 simple moving average is curving up, which is also a good thing. So on the 1 hour chart, this is where I've plotted most of the lines. Now here, even on this right side, there's also an expanding wedge, which is also looking good. So it's been ebbing and flowing from this from these points, and I've also found a little line in between. So what I did was here is I've taken a long position here, and I want to see it go all the way up to about, let's say 1500, something like that. I think it can go that far. Now as I see it, this line, little middle line here, has been kind of like a support and resistance. But I believe that if it breaks out of here, then it's going to make us all the way up to 1500. And because we're on the 1 hour chart, it shouldn't take too long because it might be a matter of less than a week. Now, the way I see it is that with a kind of like a cup and handle, this is the cup, this is the handle, and then it should shoot up here. Now, the way you can do the maths on how far it can go up is normally between wherever the base of the cup is and then the peak and then the top of the cup is. So that what we're talking 2,000 pips. I'll just move this ruler and then go to here. So in reality, it could go as far as 11,000, but I'm going to be reserved and say 10,500. So this position here, if it climbs all the way to 10,500, we're talking about 1,050 pips, which is pretty good. Which is, yeah, pretty good, 1,050 pips. And the stop loss, I'm setting stop loss around here, so that's 500. So it's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which is really good. 188 simple moving average below price, kind of flat, but hopefully it will start rising again. But yeah, everything's telling me, all the technicals are telling me that it should be like a continual bullish move. The MACD is in green territory, RSI is in green territory. If you go to 30-minute chart, if you go down even into a shorter time frame, I used a Fibonacci just to kind of see what was going on, where a price could potentially rebound. And if you go from this point here where it hit the support line to this recent peak, it's already hit back at the 38.2% line, and now it seems to be climbing. So I'd like to see tomorrow it climb and break through and then carry on rising. Obviously it's not going to be like a smooth motion, it'll be ebbing and flowing, but I want it to see a bullish move. Now obviously we know JNUG is the gold miner bullish XXX 3 times leveraged ETF, and JDST is its invert. So whatever JNUG does, JDST does the invert of it. And here I see a triangle pattern. Yeah, and yeah, so there's a pattern within the pattern here, triangle pattern, and it looks like it's selling off. So which is good, because if it's selling off, that means that the JNUG is climbing. So I'd probably want to see tomorrow that JDST starts selling off and break this kind of support line at 12,100, which would see JNUG climb and break this resistance line here. So this is just one I'm keeping my eye on, and I've entered a position on this. There's a lot of lines here, but predominantly it's price action and chart patterns that has kind of made me look at this and say, yeah, there's an opportunity here, because we see a cup and handle, we see an ascending wedge. So in different time frames, we're seeing different chart patterns, and they're telling me similar things, which is good. And then we've got GUSH. Now GUSH, I haven't actually taken a position in this, but I think this is there's a great opportunity for GUSH as well. So if you zoom out into the 2 hour, even the 4 hour chart, you can see GUSH is a descending wedge. Let's go to 2 hour. It's a descending wedge that's been ebbing and flowing, but now it's kind of left the support line, and it looks like it's trying to make its way up to the resistance line. It's just been ebbing and flowing, ebbing and flowing. You see that it's trying to curve its way back up, So now this would be a great point to take a long position, because you know that it would. Well, you don't know, but you could see that it's been going up, coming down. It's been spending a couple of days going up, maybe 2 days, a couple of days going down, a couple of days going up, a couple of days going down. So I can expect for the next maybe 2 days for it to go up at least about 50 pips, and then maybe sell off again, but make higher highs, because the lows have been making lower lows, but now it's kind of plateaued and it looks like it's starting to climb. So I can see it coming up, selling off, and when it sells off, you want to see it kind of make a higher low as the base is kind of curving up. So the best way to describe it is, let me draw a line, a predictive line as to what I expect to happen next. I'd expect to go somewhere like something like that, and then something like that, something like that, and something like that. And then it'd go up, down, up, down. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm asking you guys, like I can hear you. So I'm going to make these dotted lines just to show that they're speculative and we're not yet sure that this is going to happen. And we'll see how that works out. Right now, this could be a good long position to take just on a 2-day trade. And once again, GUSH is the bullish oil and gas ETF, and its inverse is DRIP. And DRIP looks like it's selling off as well. So this shows that it's kind of doing the same thing, and it's doing the same thing that GUSH did, but on the other way around. So it's ebbing and flowing, but it's kind of making lower highs. So we can expect it to sell off and then climb back up, and then the next high it makes will be lower than the previous one, something like that. And if we look at a bigger time frame, we can see that this is a important resistance line, 1, 2, 3. But here it looks like it's selling off. Even on the MACD and RSI, it looks like it's trying to make its way back down, which sounds good. So I've just covered 4 stocks today. I've kept it kind of short this time. Some of the other stocks, there's not much movement with regards to them, but we're going to keep an eye on those ones. And yes, Any, aka the Noctrader, signing out.